Hi, my name is Marco Quintero, and this is my Unit 4 project for CSE 325. I built a Connect4 game using Blazor web app with server interactivity, and I added a color picker as my custom feature. Okay, so the game has the classic 7-column, 6-row Connect4 board. You've got the drop arrows on top and the status line that tells you whose turn is it. Okay, and the board is built out of 42 holes slots using the CSS grid. Okay, let's column 3. When you click a drop arrow, the piece falls into the column with a bounce animation. The game state figures out where the piece lands based on gravity, so it always stacks from the bottom up. The turn automatically switches between player 1 and player 2. Let's open VS Code and let's take a look under the hood. Under the hood, I'm using a class called GameState that lives in a singleton service. It calculates every possible way to win, horizontal, vertical, and both diagonals, and checks the board after every move to see if anybody got 4 in a row. Let's go to board racer. Okay. And here we have our CSS. All right. So on the board racer, the board components injects the game state using dependency injection. When somebody clicks a column, play piece runs, updates the CSS classes on that piece to trigger the drop animation, and then checks if the game is over using a switch expression. Okay, let's go back to right. So, all right, here's my custom feature. I added a color picker so each player can pick their own piece of color. Okay, so if we drop, notice that it changes the color. And also we can do the same thing for the board. Dark blue, gray, or teal. And let's test out. It automatically notices when you've won the game. So watch what happens when I change the colors. Every piece on the board updates it in real time because I'm binding the drop downs to CSS custom properties. The trick was putting the CSS variables in an inline style on the outer div, so Blazor re-renders them in the moment the drop down changes. So same thing works for the board itself. You can pick from 4 different board colors and it updates instantly without needing to refresh or restart anything. And when someone gets 4 in a row, the game detects the win, shows the winner message, and pops up the reset button so you can start over without refreshing the page. Let's reset. There you go. Reset wipes the board, clears the messages, and puts us back to the player's one's turn. The color choices stay the same, which is nice because you don't have to pick them again every round. I also added error handling for illegal moves. If you try to drop a piece into a column that's already full, it catches the exception and shows that an error message instead of crashing. There you go. So all the code is on my GitHub right here, and this is the same repo I've been using for the whole class under the Connect4 subfolder. Everything from game state to the board component to my color picker addition is in there. And that's Unit 4. Thanks for watching. and have a wonderful day.